last two things, the drop-in speed is always going to be changing. So really the difficult thing about getting the exchanges in Madison racing down is that it's never the same thing. So if you're exchanging when you're just cruising along in the pack, you don't have to do this huge, like funny face exchange. But if you're exchanging on the bell lap, it's going to be, you have to drop in a lot faster. So this is something you're going to have to pick up. Ideally, you want to have anywhere from 5 to 10 mile an hour difference, which is abstract, totally abstract. You can't really tell. But just think, you'll experiment with it. If you drop in too fast, you basically, it's a waste of energy, and for both partners, your partner who is coming out, because the speed difference isn't great enough, they won't slow down as much, so you'll wind up doing a longer turn because they can't slow down when they go up track, and you wasted energy speeding up coming in. If you drop in too slow on a sprint, you're going to wind up just slowing both of the pair down. Sometimes you can't tell that you're slowing your exchange down. Like, the big mistake in exchanging during sprints is that the person doesn't drop in fast enough. So you really can't tell that until you're racing or if you're doing motor pace work. But we'll get to that later this evening. So just keep that in your mind the whole night. As you're coming down, think after you exchanged, was that too slow, too fast? Did I drop in too early, too late? That kind of thing. It's a very dynamic thing that requires a lot of intuition more than kind of cerebral activity. And lastly, you always want to hold the wheel up through the exchange. So when you're in the pack, assuming the person in front of you isn't exchanging, really focus on pedaling all the way up and up until you put tension on your partner's arm to throw, and that makes you come back. Make sure that you're maintaining exactly the same distance behind. Just like it's easy to slow down because you're tired and you see your partner coming in to relieve you, it's really easy to kind of you see your partner dropping down and there's a person in front of you, and it's a lot going on at once, and it's easy to kind of back out. You also, somewhere in there, have to get your hand up onto the top of the bar. So it's kind of multiple things going on at once, and it's easy to slow down. So make sure that you hold the gap, because if you throw your partner in, a bike length away, they're going to get thrown in and have to immediately close the gap. So you'd much rather throw them in right on the wheel. It's a lot easier for everyone. That was a ton of information, but any questions? Yes?
You always do it with your right hand or the left hand, or is it the switch hand?
Yeah. We should actually probably step back a couple of steps. So for the Madison, the relief rider is always going to be circling up high. This comes into something we'll talk about later, which are rule variations at different tracks. Some tracks don't allow, like Alpenrose, for instance, doesn't allow the relief rider to be circling on the track. They make you either circle on the apron or grab the rail. Tracks like Marymoor don't allow you to ever ride on the apron or grab the rail. You have to always circle on the track. Circling on the track is the best, and it's the most commonly, it's a rarity to be able to grab the rail, and it's not necessarily better. Yes, you're always going to be exchanging on the right. The reason that you would never exchange on the left is that after you exchange on the left, you're going slowly, and no one can go over you. So just forget about it. The only time you'd ever do it is if you somehow get mixed up going around an exchange, and you all of a sudden are next to your partner, but then you would just say, "Go, it's your turn," because chances are you're already going the same speed anyway. But always exchanging on the right.
And drawing even or making any sort of physical contact does count as an exchange.
Right. You don't actually, this is a big thing at the Madison. We're going to work a lot on exchanges, but the exchanges are really a minor part of the race. Right? It's a relay race, but as long as you pull even with your partner, they're in. You don't even have to touch them. Or if you're going, sometimes if you're going almost the same speed, like if Dan drops in and we're going really, really slow on the pace line, he dropped in maybe too fast, I'll just barely pull even with him and give him a push on the butt, because getting him in faster and me out faster is better than pulling even. It would take like half a lap to do an exchange when we're going the same speed. So keep that in mind, that no matter whether or not you get the exchange down, you can still race Madison's perfectly well. You'll just do a little bit better if you have a really solid exchange. Any other questions?
Madison's have the same rules as points races as far as...
No.
as far as the points and laps go?
No.
It's different
opposite.
at different events. The most standard for Madison is the old rules, in which points take laps take precedence. So you can score 0 points, but if you lap the field, you'll beat the team who has 400 points. But again, different tracks do it differently.
Do you know how it is at Nationals?
Nationals is the standard. The standard is laps take precedent.
Is it still like that in points race?
No,
No,
it's the opposite.
in points races, it's 20 points for them. And some tracks will do. I mean, the Madison is just a relay. So you can do like a chase as a Madison scratch race. You can do Madison missing outs, Madison tempos, whatever. It's just all it is a relay. So so the standard is a Madison points race. But we'll talk about the different rules at the end. We'll work on the technique primarily for the start.
And there is a handout at MVA website, Madison rules for our track.
Yeah. And the Marymoor rules are standard. So, all right, so let's get started practicing.
In the grass?
We're just gonna walk through everything together.